that.
Guys, these vaults are right here. Are you sure you don't want me to just stick my head in here real quick?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. All right, down into the Hall of Guardians. Here he is. This hulk of a man.
He is the Crucible, you know.
He is the Crucible. No place for mercy.
So the first thing you'll see here is that Shaxx has quests for you. So not only do we have PvE, cooperative quests, we also have player versus player quests, and these are going to start as early as level 5 and carry you throughout your Destiny journey. And so here you can see, and it's got this is about killing kills with +2 control zones, and there's also rewards for these quests. So. We think this is a really important part of the experience, because there are people who really binge on PvP, and we want there to be many ways for them to be able to experience the game and earn valuable rewards.
Sure. Okay, cool.
If you go back to Shaxx, you will notice he's got a suite of new bounties.
Get ready to screenshot, YouTubers.
These are all weekly bounties, too.
Yeah, they're all weekly bounties. And if you complete all 5 of these weekly bounties, you can complete the final bounty here on the right, which is the true meaning of war, which, as you can see, gives you unknown rewards. Well, we can tell you today they're not so unknown. These are excellent rewards. They're Nightfall tier rewards, so certainly legendary and a chance for even exotic. We wanted PvP players to have an avenue to get those same kind of rewards, because these aren't easy bounties. Like this is gonna be hard to do.
Sure. And unknown rewards are still fun. I mean, you don't want to completely remove every element of mystery from Destiny.
Oh yeah, there's still some randomness there, but if you do this, you're gonna get a sweet reward, like period, every week.
Yeah. And Lord Shaxx says, "You showed them," or maybe I'll just say that. You showed them the true meaning of war. Cool. All right. Also, check this out. I see some legendary ghosts.
Yeah, so if you open one of those legendary ghosts, so in addition to the sensor perks that you saw on the rare tier ones, you've got more stat bonuses, sensors, extractor perks, which just increase the amount of a material that you get.
Okay, yeah.
And then there's also these perks, which are generating additional glimmer as you kill things. So
interesting.
Here's a perk for someone who likes picking on Titans in PvP.
I love picking on Titans in PvP, especially hunters. Are there hunter ones?
There are one of each on Shaxx, so you'll be able to pick your poison.
So between all the ghosts I'm going to collect and all the armor I'm going to collect with the different burn defenses on it, I'm going to really want more space, man.
Yeah, well, you're the one who won't let me look in the vault,
So there was a question, though, about the legendary marks, right?
Going back to the question about...
marks. What happens to our marks?
Vanguard and Crucible marks. So Vanguard and Crucible marks are both being replaced with a single new currency. We're trying to simplify this, make it easier for people to do what they want to do, but still be able to access a lot of the different rewards in the tower.
Yeah.
So legendary marks replace Vanguard marks and Crucible marks. These are actually account-wide, the same as your Glimmer is. So if you've earned them on one character, you can still use them to buy something on another character.
Nice.
These come from things like the daily heroic or the weekly heroic, but they also come from the daily PvP playlists and weekly PvP playlists as well.
So this goes back to our original point about letting people play what they want to play and get the stuff that they want to get. I feel like there's a lot of sort of firewalls being lifted where if I want to spend all my time in the Crucible, I can do that. Or if I'm somebody who loves strikes and raids and patrols, but I want that dead orbit gear, you're not forcing me to go in and earn Crucible marks to do that.
That's right.
So giving players a little bit more freedom over their experience.
Yeah, we want people to be able to do the things that they enjoy playing Destiny and not feel like they have to do one thing or another. Now, there's still some specific rewards to specific activities.
Of course.
The other thing about legendary marks is you'll see you've got 200 here, so that's the size of your wallet.
Yeah.
But unlike Vanguard marks and Crucible marks, there's actually no limit on how many you can earn in a week. So you can spend these 200 right now and just go back out into the battlefield and start killing things and getting more marks.
So I've hit the ceiling. I have 200. That's as much as I can hold in my wallet.
That's the size of your wallet.
But I spend down and I earn again, and I spend down and I earn again.
Yeah.
And you're never going to tell me over the course of a week you've earned enough, stop playing.
Yeah, you've had too much fun.
Go away. Okay, nice. But the original question was, I have all these Vanguard marks, I have all these Crucible marks, what happens to them on September 15th?
On 9/15, when you log in, we'll convert the old marks from the marks to commendations.
Okay.
So players should find that pretty useful, because when they come into Taken King, they'll have a bunch of these commendations waiting for them on the Postmaster. And you might be able to just cash them in and get a faction package right away.
Okay, so yeah, I'll put those in my inventory, and the same way we did on day one of the House of Wolves. I take those commendations, I burn them from reputation.
That's right.
And I just watch my Vanguard and my Crucible rep go up. I get some of these new reward packages that you were talking about.
Yep.
There's one other key source of legendary marks, which is in the name, legendaries themselves. And so when you get a legendary item, you can say, hey, I like this, I don't want to equip this. Or you can shard it, and when you shard the legendary item, it actually generates legendary marks.
So if you go ahead and shard that item.
Yeah, you sure?
Yep.
You sure?
Yep, do it. Oh, whoops. So
Is it because I didn't reach the proper level?
it's because it's not 9:15 yet.
Okay.
So legendary armor, the year 2 stuff that you get from Taken King, actually will produce legendary marks when you shard it. So if you find a legendary that you're not going to use, you can just, chew it up and use it to fuel your other purchases.
So it's still valuable to me.
Absolutely.
It's still, okay, cool. I'm earning currency, I'm earning money, if you will,
Yep.
by dismantling things that I have no use for. I can then use that currency to buy things I actually want.
Yep.
So taking a little bit of that, like that wasteful earning sensibility out. Like, I don't need this, but I do, it always has something you need.
We want more of the things that drop for players to be valuable and useful, even if you actually don't have a use for another pair of legs that, have less power on it. So in addition to sharding them for marks, we have another mechanic that we'll talk about a bit later that, is intended to keep things useful to you.
Okay.
So let's head over to our site across the hall here.
Yeah,
'cause
the Quartermaster.
He also has some new PvP bounties, this time that are very weapon focused.
Okay.
So let's check some of those out.
Get ready to screenshot and go.
So these are also weekly bounties, and these are just, switching things up a little bit.
Yep.
Our site here specializes in the Crucible weapons, and so he's got some bounties that, ask you to try out some different weapons.
Okay, cool. He's got his own guns, too. Looking good. Very colorful.
Yeah, there's a certain color motif going on here, and I'm not sure I recognize it.
Yeah, I have no clue where that comes from. Okay, anything else about the Crucible Quartermaster? You can see that obviously my rank is not 0 in the Crucible. This is a test account. You are in a test environment. My Crucible reputation, my Crucible rank carries over?
They all carry over, yes.
Okay, so I may be able to walk in here on day 1 and just start buying weapons as soon as I have the necessary currency.
As soon as you get some legendary marks, you have access to all these things.
Okay, and obviously the bounties are for the taking and for the tracking on my ghost right away.
Yep.
Cool. All right. So I guess in terms of where we go next here in the tower, let's go to Cosmo. How's our audience, Cosmo?
Great.
And of course, our virtual audience, what would they like to know?
Slayer of Thrall says, I'm always low on vault space.
Cosmo,
What new...
man,
Listen,
we
you
promised-
asked me to get questions from the community, and this is what they want to know.
Okay, I promise that we're going to go into the vault before the end of the tour. Okay, so let's get a different question.
Okay, Jared's asked, what about exotic blueprints? Will that be covered today?
What about exotic blueprints, guys?
Exotic blueprint, so if you go to your left or your right here,
Yeah.
so these terminals here down in the Hall of Guardians are your exotic blueprint collections. And what an exotic blueprint is it's a record of having found one of these exotics in year 1 or in year 2.
Yeah.
So if you open up that terminal, you'll see the different exotics that you've found and added to your collection.
Okay.
So every time you find an exotic, the blueprint is added to this collection. And what these collections are here for is, if you misplace an exotic or,
My dog steps on
your
my
dog
controller.
steps on the controller for 10 whole seconds and shards it.
My fiance thinks I play too much Destiny,
well,
and
let's-
vengefully, like, you don't need this. You
Let's
don't need
hopefully
this
not,
fight beyond Nemesis.
not get into those personal problems.
Okay, I'm sorry.
This is a place where you can actually just come back here and pull another one of these out of the vault and, get back what you may have lost.
Okay.
I like to think of this as like the Star Trek replicators,
Yeah.
right? But instead of ordering hot tea, like you're asking for Plan C and you get like a new one.
And see hot.
Yes.
Yeah.
The other useful thing here is if you've got an alt and you just want to get a copy of that thing for an alt character, you can just go to the blueprint kiosk.
So these are account-based?
Yes, these are all account-wide.
Okay, so all of the characters I have on one account can access all of the blueprints gained across all of those separate adventures.
So let's actually talk a little bit about the exotics themselves. So this is Light Beyond Nemesis.
One of my
This
favorites.
This is year 1.
Yeah.
It's giving you the perk that lets you revive people faster.
Yep.
But you know, you have to spend a bunch of time and resources, like leveling this up, upgrade.
Yeah, it really only becomes valuable until you get here.
Yeah, and even then, there's still got work to do.
Yeah.
So in year 2, we've actually taken some of the year 1 exotics,
Yeah.
some favorites, and we've upgraded them. We've made them better so that not only can you still get them, but they're improved. So if you switch over to this page.
So here is the Light Beyond Nemesis version for Destiny the Taken King. This is the year 2 Light Beyond Nemesis. Now, I see here there are some other engrams here. There are some other exotics for me to chase, but because I already acquired Light Beyond Nemesis...
That's right.
Because you have the blueprint.
You're just going to give it to me.
Yeah, so any of the year 1 exotics that you have found, any of those that are available in year 2 are available right here on the blueprint.
So I go and
It does cost some legendary marks.
Yeah, I own some legendary
Let's drill
marks.
in and you'll see why.
Okay.
So these are improved not only in level, but the exotic armor, we've taken the signature perk and we've moved it on to intrinsic. So
the keeper of the pack, the thing that lets me revive my friends faster, the reason I got the helmet, the reason why I upgraded that helmet after I got it, that's active now. As soon as I acquire the helmet, the thing that made it great is already live.
Yeah, you can try these exotics out much more easily now, and when you level them up, they start at the max power, just like they did in House of Wolves. So we're really trying to make it so that when you get an exotic, you know, you can just use it. You can just enjoy it right away.
Well, and then you got some new ways to upgrade it. I'm not just making it more powerful, I'm adding new talents to this helmet.
Yeah, so there's new talents available on a lot of these exotics. So this one, for example, is Inverse Shadow here, and right down below it is a new perk that increases the super energy you gain when you're getting heavy weapon kills.
Yeah.
So.
And so like, I'm excited about this for my, for weapons as well, because I have the Bad Juju exotic bounty quest right now and haven't finished it yet. But I'm almost there. I'm going to finish it probably in the next couple of weeks.
Okay.
And, because I work at Bungie, I know that a level 40 Bad Juju is coming out in September. And so I'm going to have immediate access to be able to get that thing. And I'm finally going to be able to actually use it because I haven't earned it yet. But once I earn it, I'm have the blueprint and I'm going to be able to buy that level 40 version. And so I'm already spending my legendary marks in my head. Like that's one of the first things that I'm going to chase.
Yeah. So
can I go in here?
Yeah. Let's go in there. Okay. So we didn't want it to be the case that if you found something in year 1, that you had to go and find it again in year 2. So that's why the blueprints give you access to the updated versions of any of the year 1 items.
But you're only bringing some of those exotics forward.
Yeah, only some of them are coming forward right now. But any exotic that we bring forward, there'll be the updated versions available here in the blueprints.
So you can see my collection here. I earned Truth. I zerned Gallarhorn along with lots of people. Maybe we'll give you stats in the Bungie Weekly Update. Never really took a stab at Dragon's Breath, but I do love my heavies. So, if you're more of a completionist than me, you can come in here and gaze upon your treasures and then buy back a new version of those if at such a time, I say, you know what, I want to give Universal Remote a second chance. Or, I remember back in the day, like Suros Regime, at the launch of Destiny, first Iron Banner, Suros Regime was an absolute terror. It was the thorn of its day. And then, it got adjusted. But with the 2.0 weapon update, auto rifles are coming back in a big way. So I always loved Suros.
So let's look at the updated version of Suros.
Okay. Along with, again, here are all of these missing engrams, all of these new things to chase. All of these, just, imagine if you will, all of these Year 2 exotic weapons. What's going to be the next Red Death? What's going to be the next Gallarhorn? What's going to be the next Thorn or Last Word? And I got the Suros Regime.
So the Suros Regime here updated. It's different. It's tweaked just a little bit so that it follows what the rest of the Suros Foundry weapons do. And for example, in this case, you can choose between these first two
Fires
perks.
even fast. That's awesome because I actually liked Suros before I upgraded it, and it was given a slower rate of fire, so I can make it fire faster.
Yep, and then
gives me my health back.
Yep,
I can make it more accurate. That's awesome. Yeah, and check this out. It's back in black. That is sexy. It's like Darth Vader's Ferrari right there. I want it. I want it. And I don't have to go out and I don't have to worry about it dropping. I don't have to wait for Xur to sell it to me.
That's right.
It's here. I have the upgraded blueprint. I'm grandfathered in. This is where I'm going to be spending my first legendary marks.
Yep. If you found it in year 1, we want to make sure that you have it in year 2.
Cool.
Could you just go back in there for a second? Like, I noticed something that we didn't talk about earlier, that the attack values on the year 1 weapons has changed.
Okay.
Like if you look at Suros, his 160 here. Tyson, can you talk about that?
We took all the values on the attack values and the defense values, and we brought them all in line with each other so that you can look at a 160 weapon and compare it to a 160 helmet and sort of know that you're dealing with the same quality of item. And we use the current value that people have on their armor, their light value, which is about 168. And that's sort of where we set our midpoint, and then we balanced everything around that.
So people actually haven't lost any effectiveness.
Oh,
like
absolutely.
whatever you could kill with
It
Suros on
still
September
hits.
14th, hits just as hard on September 15th.
Yeah,
it's
your-
just math. Like the
Your
numbers
guns-
have just changed.
Your guns hit just as hard, and your armor is just as good at protecting you. So, yeah,
It's like we switched over to the metric system.
yes,
Okay.
the superior system, in fact.
The superior metric system.
That's keep in mind who you're sitting between.
What are you saying? All right, so of course we've got our vanguards down here. I have always been loyal to Ikora, so she's going to have new quests for me to go and acquire my new subclasses. But looking forward to joining your ranks, Zavala. Yeah, I know I'm pretty.
One of us.
All right, so let's get out of the Hall of Guardians. Cosmo, perhaps you can help us understand where we're going next.
A lot of great questions coming in. TJZ117 says, vault space, vault space, vault space.
Not yet.
Space,
No.
vault space,
No,
vault
not yet.
space.
Not yet. Not yet.
Space.
Not yet. Nope, not yet.
Good things come to those who wait.
Good things come to those who wait. That's what the Cryptarch always used to say, right?
Well, let's
Let's look at the Cryptarch for a second.
Okay.
Only a little change to the Cryptarch, but I think it's one that people appreciate. So besides being able to go to him, and he'll actually sell you some engrams now for legendary modes.
Are they really legendary engrams?
They are really legendary engrams.
They're not going to decrypt to greens?
Yeah,
I follow this guy on Twitter. He's a real pain in the ass.
Oh, isn't he?
They won't turn into shards anymore either.
They don't turn into shards anymore.
So
though,
that's a weapon.
Yeah.
That's a
it
special
might even
weapon.
be an exotic. So.
Oh, come on, man! You're setting yourself up so hard with that.
Oh yeah.
All right, and then there's always mystery flavor right
Yep.
there. Okay. My reputation will carry over, in fact.
Absolutely.
So anyone who screenshots this and puts it out and starts to rage, it's cool.
We all know that if you're not ranked 200 with the Cryptarch, you're not doing it right.
Oh, well, I guess I'm not doing it right.
So let's go talk to one of the characters in the tower that maybe didn't get enough love in Destiny 1, and we really tried to boost him up, which is Banshee, the gunsmith. You know, maybe you were buying lots of fusion rifles from him, but generally speaking, he didn't have a whole lot for you other than that. And we wanted to really change that with the Taken King.
Okay.
So to start here, you can see he's got a suite of field test weapons. These are guns that you can kind of like lease out for free,
Okay.
that are pretty cool, and you get to try a suite of different weapons, and they're like weapon bounties. That you take the weapon, you equip it, you go into the world, you shoot a bunch of monsters, you kill a bunch of stuff, and when you've completed that, you earn reputation with the gunsmith.
Yeah.
For the first time.
That's
Yes.
right.
So everybody has a Gunsmith 0 reputation. This is actually accurate right now.
Makes sense. To earn reputation with the gunsmith, you have to kill things with his guns.
So with the gunsmith, as you use field test weapons
Yeah.
or you complete quests for him, because he's involved in a lot of the quest chains, he'll increase your gunsmith reputation. And what that gets you is access to these, which are the foundry orders.
Okay.
So once you hit rank 1 or higher, you
Yeah.
can go to Banshee and look at the things he has available in a given week and pick one or two of them.
Okay.
So because you're rank 0, you can't accept any right now,
Yeah.
but once you rank up, and at higher ranks, you can have more of them at a time. And what an order does for you is it says when the next Arms Day, which is on Wednesdays, the next Wednesday that rolls around, his delivery will be here for you, and you'll be able to come and pick up the weapon of the type that you chose.
So does this coincides with the weekly reset?
It's the day after, in fact.
Day
So,
after, okay.
yeah,
So Wednesday is going to be New Gun Day in the Crucible.
that's right.
So again, this is another deterministic way to get something sweet in the
Yep.
game.
Yeah.
You can look at what he has available, and you can pick the ones that you're interested
So
in.
these aren't engrams. I'm actually, if I buy this, I'm actually going to get a Haka
Jinkugo
D. Okay,
Is it
good.
Heka?
I thought it was pronounced Heka.
Haka? Heka. Actually, there's a huge culture war at Bungie right now between the Dutch and the Germans.
Yeah.
So it depends on who you ask. Haka
History
or
repeating
Heka
itself.
or yeah. So I don't know. I guess we're just going to have that be potato and potato in the world of Destiny. So I can get. And this stock will refresh from week to week.
Yeah, every week he has a different set of orders available.
That'll be
and
a conversation point, right? Like,
Yep.
I really hope for Arms Day he has X, Y, or Z. And then, of course, we've always had the,
all the consumables too.
all the consumables, telemetries, ammunition.
So Tyson, last week you already did this, right?
Yeah, actually, I have an order ready on my character, so
Let's check it out.
I can just go to the gunsmith here, and when I talk to him, he'll just pop up. Here's my order. So my order's arrived. It's a Suros DIS 43
Scout rifle, nice.
scout rifle, and I'll just take that weapon. Go up here and crack that one open, and just like the other the Suros regime we were looking at, Suros weapons, they have perks that let you choose and customize their behavior a little bit more. Rodeo, and then basically like the Suros weapons, you want to tweak them to the way you like them.
Sure. Or I say I don't like it, I'm going to dismantle it, I'm going to get some marks, and I'm going to go buy my Suros.
Yep.
Yeah. And so there's a talent on this screen, and that's been on a lot of screen you've been avoiding. Why don't we talk about that?
So this is the infuse, the node. So all the year 2 legendaries and exotics, they have this node on it, which is basically the replacement for Ascension for these year 2 items. And the way infuse works is you can take a weapon like this one,
Yeah.
and maybe this is my favorite weapon, and I really like this one, but it's getting long in the tooth because I'm getting some raid drops that are higher power and so on. Well, I can open this up, and what infusion lets you do is say, I'm going to take a more powerful weapon like this 290 here, and I pay some currencies, some parts, and I can consume this weapon to make this weapon stronger. So now this is a 288, and I can keep walking these weapons or pieces of armor up and keeping them current, because we're really trying to deliver on people being able to find things that they're excited about and keep them and customize their character, keep them with them.
This is a Destiny Year 2 feature.
That's right.
This works on Destiny Year 2 weapons.
That's right. These are found on all the Year 2 weapons and all the Year 2 armor. Legendary weapons,
Yeah.
exotic weapons,
Yeah.
legendary armor, exotic armor.
So this allows me, if I get a legendary item that I really like, but might be medium level in terms of its attack or defense,
Yep.
and I either I like the way it looks or I like the talent combination on it, I can continue to pull this thing forward by
That's right.
essentially using other items, other higher power items as fuel
That's
to
right.
to upgrade this thing.
Yeah, you can use higher level legendaries. You can even use higher level blues if you find them
Yeah.
as fuel to make your legendaries and your exotics stronger.
So this is another way it's going to let people look different in the end game.
That's right.
Right.
So is there like a sacred altar where we can bring our guns and do like a ritualistic chant as we sacrifice them to infuse the guns into other guns?
Well, there is a sacred altar where you'll be storing a lot of these guns, because if you've got a lot of projects on the go, well, where are you going to keep those things?
Cosmo, where do you think we're going to keep those things?
I would assume in the vault.
Should we go to the vault, everybody? All right, let's hear it. Come on, vault space, vault space, vault space, vault space, vault space, vault space, vault space. What are you doing? You done? All right, my turn.
I'm out.
So, vault space.
What about it?
We've doubled your vault space.
Double it.
So,
For weapons? Double the vault space for weapons. So here are your tabs up here in the corner.
yeah, double your vault space for weapons.
These are your pages. We've pageified the vault space.
And actually a little bit more than doubled for armor.
Okay, so I tab over for the armor screen.
Also 72 slots there.
72 slots for armor.
Yep.
I don't have enough
Well-
because I like my Dead Orbit armor, and that's all the armor I need, okay? Okay? And then,
And the general is the same size, but the thing that's going to help you out here is all those collections.
yeah, I'm going to put all this stuff in those collections.
That's right. You
Yeah.
can pop those emblems and those shaders and even vehicles or ships.
Yeah,
and
sure.
just really use this for materials, for example.
Yeah.
Or I see jacklights there, which I'm sure a lot of you still have in your vault.
Sure, I would, yeah, I'm saving that for Halloween.
Yep.
Cool. What else is there to say? I mean, what else is there to do in the tower? How does every visit to the tower culminate?
Well, it's not a visit to the tower without a dance party, right?
All right, let's be dancing. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. I'd like to thank our live studio audience. Please, again, join me in thanking subject matter experts Mark Noseworthy, Tyson Green, fellow community manager Cosmo with your questions, and I'm Deej from Bungie. Couple of programming notes. Next week, the conversation about the Taken King continues. We're actually going to fire a few shots in anger at the Cabal. We're going to infiltrate the Dreadnought, and we're going to fight the Cabal in enemy territory. So please join us as we play a new strike. Special community guest Mr. Fruit will be on hand to lend some of his covering fire. And a new reveal, this Friday, Crucible designer Lars Bakken and myself will be journeying to Los Angeles to host a tournament in the Rift Crucible mode that we debuted at E3. So follow us on Twitter, @Bungie. We'll give you the details. Our hosts are going to be Red Bull in their own gaming studio. I'm calling out some of the more competitive members of the Destiny community who are going to be combatants in this affair. So Holtzman, N. Kutch, KJ Hovey, M. Tasht, Datto, Flamesword, Triple Wreck, and Fizzer. You've been officially called out. We'll see you in Los Angeles. May the best Guardian win. I'm Deej from Bungie. We'll see you again real soon, and we thank you so much for joining us today. That's it. We're out.